How's it going, everyone? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Detective Comics Emperor Penguin by John Layman with art by Jason Fabok. Let's get into it. Start off with issue 13. Penguin puts his hit out on Bruce Wayne so that Penguin can become the new face of philanthropy in Gotham City. We get a backstory on the origins of the character Oglivie. I don't know if I wrote his name down correctly here, but he's gonna be a major player coming up here, so you better pay attention. Then we get issue 14, where Penguin ends up saving Bruce Wayne from the hit that Penguin called on Bruce Wayne to make himself look more like a hero to the Gothamites, right? Citizens of Gotham. Batman takes on Poison Ivy. Then we get a backup story here where Poison Ivy breaks into Arkham Asylum to rescue Clayface. It's here, issue 15, where the Death of the Family event starts to take over the book for a little bit. Detective Comics number 15, Batman takes on Clayface. Joker takes Penguin to Arkham Asylum. Poison Ivy makes a deal with the newly christened Emperor Penguin, Oglivie. Then we get a backup story about the relationship between Poison Ivy and Clayface. Then we get Detective Comics number 16, where Joker tribute gangs are running wild on the streets of Gotham, and Emperor Penguin decides to use it to his advantage. Meanwhile, Batman tracks down the League of Smiles and the Merrymaker. Then we get a backup story here, where Emperor Penguin takes control of all of the Penguin's operations. He's ousting him. Then we get Detective Comics number 17, where Batman cracks the case of the Merrymaker and takes down the League of Smiles. Then we get a backup story here, where the Merrymaker explains why he did what he did, as if we cared. Now that Death of the Family is out of the way, let's get back to the story with Detective Comics number 18. Batman is on the trail of an escaped Mr. Zsasz, and Penguin and Emperor Penguin finally have their big showdown in the Iceberg Lounge. Who's going to be left standing? Who's the real Penguin? So yeah, that's Detective Comics, Emperor Penguin right there in a nutshell. Kind of taken over by the Death of the Family event. But John Layman navigates the waters pretty good. He's able to keep the whole Emperor Penguin plotline going throughout the issues, even if it has to be relegated to backstories. But I feel like he did a pretty good job. The new Emperor Penguin, Oglivie, interesting character. I think this storyline is going to continue into the next volume, so we'll see what happens with that. I have to say I prefer John Layman and the storytelling here to that of Tony Daniel, the previous writer on the books. I feel like this is a big step up from what Tony was giving us. And John Layman seems like he fits right in to the Snyderverse that Scott Snyder and Kyle Higgins have been setting up here ever since their Gates of Gotham collaboration. And you got Scott Snyder on Batman and Kyle Higgins on Nightwing. And those two are marching lockstep with this Batman storytelling moving forward. And here comes John Layman fitting right in. And it's beautiful to see. And I got to give props to Jason Fabok. I'm not really familiar with him. I know I give a lot of praise to Patrick Gleason on this channel because I like the stuff of Green Lantern. And now he's doing Batman and Robin. Some great stuff there. But think about this. This is an era of Batman, right? Where you got Greg Capullo on the main Bat book. You got Grant Morrison of Batman Inc. with all his rotating artists, which are usually quality artists, right? You got David Finch on The Dark Knight, writing and drawing that. And here comes Jason Fabok on Detective Comics, and he's outshining them all. He might be drawing the best Batman I've ever seen. Really great art here. Kind of carries the book. But man, I can't wait to see what he does next. Him and John Layman, this seems like a dream team right here. Or maybe we're going to get some good stuff. But yeah, saying he's like the best Bat artist in this era. We didn't know how good we had it back then. Now here I am reading it, like 10 plus years later. And it's like, wow, this is some good stuff. So all that being said, even though it was kind of hampered with the Death of the Family event, I'm gonna go ahead and give Detective Comics Emperor Penguin a 3 out of 5. Really strong showing from John Layman. Great art by Jason Fabok. It's just those Death of the Family issues. Like I said, John Layman was able to navigate it with like backup stories and tying things in, but it really is kind of random, and it does hurt overall. So until next time, I'll see you there.